Good afternoon, boys and girls. We're on lesson 90, reducing fractions, part 2. Um, your objective for today is to reduce fractions to its lowest term by dividing both terms by common factors or by the greatest common factor, which is known as the GCF of the terms. And also, you're going to be able to write percents as reduced fractions in lowest terms. Here's the math joke for today. How do mathematicians induce good behavior in their children? The answer is, if I've told you n times, I've told you n plus 1 times. Um, anyway, so here is our new concept for today. Okay, we've learned already how to what equivalent fractions are, and so like we can see here, this half circle is the same as this 4/8 circle. Um, and by the green shaded part, we see that it's still they're both equal, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to reduce 4/8. We're going to find a way to get from here to here by reducing it, right? So we have the fraction 4/8, and we're going to divide both sides by 2. All right. What I mean by that, we're going to divide the denominator and the numerator by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then 8 divided by 2 is 2. And then we have our answer as 2/4. However, we can still reduce this even further. And what we're going to do is, because 2 and 4 still have a common denominator, which is 2, right? So if I divide 2 by 2, I get 1, and 4 divided by 2 equals 2. And that would be the simplest form that we have. We could actually skip these steps if we just use our GCF, which is our greatest common factor between 4 and 8. Now, our greatest common factor with 4 and 8 is 4, right? So if we just go ahead and divide it by 4, 4 divided by 4 equals 1, and then 8 divided by 4 equals 2. All right. So here's our example number 1. There are 4 blue marbles and 8 white marbles in a bag. If one marble is taken from the bag without looking, what is the probability the white marble is selected, right? So what you do is we have to count all the marbles we have as 12, and then how many marbles are white, which is 8. So we have 8 over 12. Well, we can reduce this twice, first by 2, and then do it again by 2. But if we just used our greatest common factor, which is 4, we can do 8 divided by 4 first and skip this one step that we have here, all right, and save some time when we do that. So because we know that 12 goes into 4, and 4 goes into 8, and 4 goes into 12, and what we get is 2/3 is our answer for that. All right, here's our example number 2. The value of a dime is 40% of the value of the quarter. Write 40% as a reduced fraction. Well, what we know is that 40% is 40 out of 100, right? Any percentage is out of 100. So what we can do is we can take 40, and we're going to divide that. We know that they're both divisible by 10, right? This is supposed to be 100 here. That was a mistake on the book's part. But we do 40 divided by 10, which equals 4, and then 100 divided by 10, which equals 10. And since 4 and 10 are both even, we can actually still divide by 2 again. So 4 divided by 2 equals 2, and then 10 divided by 2 equals 5, right? So actually our greatest common factor between 40 and 100 is 20. So we could have just saved some time and divided by 20. 40 divided by 20 is 2, and 100 divided by 20 is 5. All right, here is our lesson practice. We're going to reduce each of the fractions by its lowest terms. Try to reduce it by the greatest common factor that you know that you have between the numerator and the denominator. I'll help you with the letter A. The greatest common factor, you can divide by 2, but you're going to have to divide by 2 again because the greatest common factor is 4. All right, so it's easiest to use the greatest common factor, but if you don't have it, just keep dividing by 2 with the even numbers, all right? Okay, and that's it. If you have any questions, write those questions on the back, and we will see you in the morning. Oh, also, if for the vocabulary for tonight, I want you to go ahead and write Terrence is watching me. All right. I'll see you guys in the morning.